Hi guys, quick intro. Good morning. Welcome to Princess Ninja and Keto. My name is Melanie. Welcome to the sunshiny state of Florida where it is 75 degrees at 6:41 and I gotta go to work. I have to go. You're gonna want to stay today because I ran across the house naked this morning.
I jumped on one scale and I went, no, that can't be right. I jumped back on the scale and then back off the scale and went, that might be right. And then I ran across the room trying not to trip over a dog because all I could envision in my head was an ambulance pulling up and saying, Mr. Hinde, what happened to your wife? She was running naked for some apparent reason across the house and tripped over a dog. That would be humiliating. But anyway, on with this story. I got on the scale. I jumped on that scale and I went, huh? Right? I probably made a sound similar to that, but for effect. But anyway, I stepped off that scale, stepped back on that scale and went, yeah. And then, I had to confirm. So then I went into the, yes, I have 3 scales in my house. Don't judge. Then I went into the spare room and I jumped on that scale, which always weighs me 2 pounds heavier than every other scale in the house. That's why it lives in the spare bedroom and not in my bathroom. It's in timeout until it can behave itself, until it can change its attitude. And it's going to stay there. That's where it is.
But anyway, jumped on that scale, and even though it was 2 pounds higher than the other 2 scales, I was like, I will take this all day long. You're not going to believe how close I am to 170. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about dehydration. We're going to be talking about the importance of electrolytes, and we're going to be talking about symptoms, even though I'm not a doctor, dietitian, registered, certified, anything medical to give you medical advice. I am basing this solely on 20 years of, I wish I was that old. 50 years of living in Florida, 20 years of having a job where I work outside in Florida's climate, being stationed in the military at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. You guys know how nice and crispy cool it is there. Anyway, it's actually probably just as hot, if not hotter, than Florida. And that's from a Floridian, so there's that. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I'll show you my lunch later, and we will talk electrolytes. I'll see you at the next segment. Have a great day. All right, guys, so you can see it's 9:33 in the morning. I have only been fasted for about 15 hours, and this is the consequence of not eating enough the day before. Now I'm hungry. My fasting window is going to be thrown off a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and break the fast. Today for lunch, I'm going to have 4 ounces of oven roasted turkey breast. This is by a company called Plainville. It is simply roasted turkey breast and water. That's it. No artificial colors, no flavorings, no nothing. 2 hard-boiled eggs, and in there is 1 tablespoon of Kensington mayonnaise mixed with some Dijon mustard. Of course, I have a 2 Good yogurt and a Keto Super Espresso. Guys, this is my dinner for tonight. I made kind of a taco salad. I have 6 ounces of grass-fed Dakota beef. I have 1 measured cup of romaine and spring lettuce mix. 4 colossal olives. I have 1/4 of a cucumber cubed and some celery. Underneath this blue cheese dressing, I also have 1 tablespoon of sour cream and a cherry Zevia cola. And that's dinner. All right, guys, I'm not really doing a commitment to fitness today. I got so busy when I got home. I made dinner. You saw that amazing taco salad that I made. I had to pick up my calorie game today in a big way. But this segment is talking to you about electrolytes and talking to you about hydration. If you're new to keto, hydration is so important. See, the ketogenic diet, the state of ketosis, is very anti-inflammatory, which means you're not going to hold on to very much water. Also, the amount of water that a carbohydrate holds versus a gram of fat or protein is so much different. So you're not eating foods that are really known for retaining water either. So it can be a very dehydrating diet. I personally live in a state where we have temperatures in the 90s, in the 100s, and I am constantly conscious of making sure I have enough fluids. But let me tell you a little bit about symptoms that I personally experience. The first and most prevalent symptom is a headache. I always get a headache when I have not drank enough fluids or I start running low on electrolytes. The second most common symptom happens to me at night while I'm sleeping, and I get those wicked, wicked Charlie horses in the calves and in the arches of my feet. Sometimes I will have spasms in my back muscles. Please know that when you are dehydrated, you are not dehydrated because of what you're doing right now. You are dehydrated for what you didn't do the previous day. So also keep in mind that if you're feeling dehydrated, if you're running low on electrolytes, it could take 24 to 48 hours for you to replenish. One of the biggest mistakes that people make when they start realizing they're dehydrated is they will flush with water. That is the worst thing you can do, because along with the urine that leaves your body, you will be flushing essential salt and electrolytes. It is better to sip on water all day long than to chug it. It can also dramatically change the acidic balance in your stomach, and it can impact you negatively when digesting foods by diluting the stomach acids. So while it's important to drink, it is also important to understand that drinking just water by itself, you can actually drink too much water. I do things like keep salt crystals around. If I start getting a headache and I'm pretty sure it's from dehydration, I will eat like a little rock of salt and sip some water. And that usually takes care of it. Another example would be if you can pinch your skin and it stays, only you'd be pinching the skin like on the back of your hand. If you pinch the skin like this, just a little bit of skin, and it stays, there's no elasticity, that means that you could very well be dehydrated. Sometimes dehydration can mimic the symptoms of diabetes. You can feel lightheaded, you can feel dizzy, confused, anger. These are all symptoms of not only dehydration, but heat illness. The best thing for you to do is get your body temperature down, of course, with heat illness, and sip on some water, get some electrolytes. The other thing I try to do is I try to eat cucumbers. Cucumbers have the amazing ability, number one, cucumbers, you can have like a whole cucumber for like 8 carbohydrates. But I'll take a half a cucumber, and cucumbers hold a lot of water themselves, and I love the taste of cucumber. I just try to always keep in mind potassium, magnesium, sodium. Those are your 3 big ones. You do not have to buy smart water. You can buy whatever water you want, and I highly recommend looking into some kind of electrolyte drop. Be careful when you first start taking them, because just like sodium, they can cause diarrhea and stomach cramping if your body's not used to it. I typically use 1 dropper full and 1 packet of Ultima Replenisher and 16 ounces of water, and that is my electrolyte for the day. But being in Florida, as I move towards the summer months, I will be drinking a little bit more of that. The next thing you can do for magnesium is they make magnesium creams. They also make Epsom salts. I absolutely love Dr. Teal's Epsom salts, and the magnesium can be easily absorbed through the skin. Do your research on magnesium, foods that carry high magnesium. You cannot overdo it on magnesium. However, be very careful with supplementing potassium, because too much potassium can be absolutely horrible for the heart. So just be very careful about that. Another symptom that I frequently experience is heart palpitations. But I also get heart palpitations if I have too much coffee. With that being said, did you know that caffeine is very dehydrating? So if you are thirsty, if you are working out in the sun, drinking a soda, no matter how cool and refreshing it may taste, is not your best option. So those are just all the tips that I have, some of the symptoms that I've experienced with dehydration. It is summertime, and I just want to make you aware of some of the potential things that you could experience when becoming dehydrated, and bring it to your attention how incredibly important it is to stay hydrated and get your electrolytes. I'll see you at the next segment. Guys, here's the big number. Yay! So I hit an all-time low this morning of 181.4, down from my lowest last week of 183.6. Oh my gosh. Now you know why I freaked out. Now you know why I weighed myself so many times. I could not believe it. That is a massive 2.2 pound weight loss for me, which is really unheard of. I mean, 2 pounds in 1 week is pretty incredible, but 2.2 pounds overnight, that is amazing. And that's not water weight. That's not water weight, because if you guys remember, I have maintained the same weight for 6 solid days. Anyway, I've been binge free now for 142 days. My new low is 181.4. I've had 2 non-keto cheat days since 2020. 1 keto cheat day where I just ate too much junk. So today I'm going to talk to you in the conclusion of this video about how I screwed up yesterday and the day before. But today my calories 1543, my protein 114, my fat 114, my carbs 14, and I fasted for 14 and a half hours. I need to go play the number 14 somewhere on a lottery ticket, because that seems to be a theme today. Let me turn this camera around and say goodnight. All right, guys, I actually went for a walk. I'm going to be wrapping this video up, but I want to talk to you about why I screwed up. I didn't purposely eat low calorie, but as it is, 2 consecutive days I had 1,200 calories or less. Now, I'm a very active person. I average almost 10,000 steps a day. My job is a very physical job. And then I have my commitment to fitness that you see on my video. There are a lot of YouTubers out there that promote a very low calorie keto. And I don't think that you need to be that low calorie if you're keeping your ingredients clean and if you're losing weight. I don't think you ever need to go under 1,200 calories, but if you were to do that 1 day a week, 2 days a week, it's not going to kill you. Just make sure that you're eating good, nutritious, whole foods. What I can tell you from my own personal experience is that if I go under 1,500 calories, I end up binging, I end up feeling deprived, I end up feeling weak, lethargic, tired, hungry, and miserable. And I would rather lose a 1/4 pound a week and feel like this is a lifestyle than drop 2 pounds a week and feel like I'm starving myself. I have a twisted, lifelong relationship with calories, with food, and psychologically, when I start cutting back like that, it just sets me up for more very bad eating disorders and behaviors. So for me, I can't do 1,200 calories a day. I can't. I'm just setting myself up for failure. So I have found that 1,500 calories keeps me right on track. I found that today, instead of being able to hold my fast until 10, 11, 12 o'clock, I was breaking my fast at 9:30 and I was starving to death. That's what happens when I don't eat enough. Anyway, I've had a great keto day today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching the video. Yay to the new low weight. Go ahead, comment below. Let me know what tricks you do to stay hydrated. I'll see you tomorrow with another daily vlog. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.